Hello and welcome everyone to our AWD Knowledge Hub monthly webinar. I'm Hannah Ryu and it's a pleasure to have you all here. Today we have two very special guests, Coaches Sandra and Noémie, who will share their insights in artistic swimming and inclusion. And before we begin, I'd like to briefly introduce myself. I'm a member of the Youth and Junior USA Artistic Swimming National Teams, a certified coach, and I'm deeply passionate about advocating for diversity and inclusion within artistic swimming. Here is a quick agenda of what you can expect in today's discussion. Now I'd like to welcome our guest speakers, Coach Sandra and Coach Noémie. Coach Sandra is the president of Nathandi Artistique, an association dedicated to ensuring that athletes with disabilities can enjoy artistic swimming while also challenging themselves and growing through the sport. Coach Sandra leads the association's work in communication, sponsorships, and equipment and is based in Reims, where she's building a national network for para-artistic swimming. She also played a key leadership role in the 2024 Adaptive Artistic Swimming World Championships in France, an event that united international stakeholders to advance inclusion. And for Coach Sandra, inclusion is more than a mission. She believes that it is a human adventure that breaks barriers and celebrates the joy of swimming together. Her perspective is also deeply personal. As the mother of Elsa, an artistic swimmer with severe hearing loss, and both as a coach and a master's level swimmer herself, Coach Sandra brings the rare perspective of an athlete, a coach, and a parent who truly understands both the barriers and the determination of athletes with disabilities. Next, we have Coach Noémie, who's the co-founder of Nathandi Artistique, established in 2020 to promote artistic swimming for athletes with disabilities. She currently serves as the national technical coach, supporting athletes, clubs, and coaches across France. Alongside her coaching, Coach Noémie is also a nurse and a health executive, combining her medical expertise with inclusive sport leadership, and her mission is to make artistic swimming visible, inclusive, and accessible worldwide. She brings a deep understanding of the sport, not only as a coach, but also as a former national level artistic swimmer who began her journey at the age of 7. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today.
Before to explain the subject of the day, I want to thank you a lot, Anna, for the work that you did with us. We're not very good in English, but you give us the basis to prepare this webinar, and it's very, very kind of you to do this.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad we can make this webinar work. Okay, now I think we'll move on to the next slide and talk a little bit about the origins and the evolutions of the organization. So maybe we can begin with how Nathandi Artistique came to life. The club or the association was founded in 2021, and it started with just a small group of passionate athletes, coaches, and families. And only a few years it has grown into a nationally recognized movement. What inspired you to create this association, and could you also share with us some of the challenges in the early days as you were creating it?
Yes, and this association was founded in 2021 by 3 people who is passionate in artistic swimming and want to offer the possibility of athletes with disability to practice in the most in a good condition. So in just 3 years, we have 14 partners in club across in France. We have made a national and international presence, and we have win a prize from the Alice Mia Foundation, the Hope Award in 2023, and we have Impact 2024 label for the year 2024, and now we have we have no it recently. We have for 2025 and 2026.
Yeah, it's really incredible what you've been able to create. So from its founding story, maybe we can move into more about what drives Nathandi today. So more about its mission and the vision. Nathandi's mission is quite clear: to promote artistic swimming for people with disabilities, not in just France, but also internationally. And its vision reaches even further than that, the long-term goal of Paralympic inclusion. I was wondering how you balance the immediate goals of supporting athletes today with your also long-term dream of Paralympic recognition, and also just anything else you'd like to share about the mission and the vision.
We have the action, our key action is to create inclusive rules for national sport bodies, identify a swimmer with disability across France and help them access competition, events and discovery camps. We want to support athletes to keep training and competing, and train and guide coaches, judges, and clubs to develop inclusive practice. We want to increase visibility of the sport for people with disability. And long-term vision is to make artistic swimming a parasport well established in France, and maybe one day included in the Paralympic game.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing the mission and the vision. Now let's take a look a little bit about how this mission takes shape through Nathandi's role across France. So Nathandi isn't just a single club, it's a national association. It connects athletes with disabilities to opportunities across a network of partner clubs. Could you share a little bit about this national network?
Yeah. We are not a club. We help club to promote and develop artistic swimming for people with disability. We show you the map of France with partners club. This club have athletes with disability in club, and they're training with able bodies, with able athletes. So we are not a club, but we are a national association, and we support athletes and club. But we are not training directly from Nathandi Artistique, only when we make a stage where, or when all the athletes are meeting together, but not all year long.
Yeah, thank you for explaining that difference. It's definitely a very impactful network. And speaking of impact, now we can want to see how this network has begun to change opportunities in France. So before this organization existed, there was no adaptive pathway for artistic swimmers with disabilities in France. And since the association was first started, it has opened doors to competitions, events, and athlete visibility. Could you talk a little bit about the impact the organization has in France?
Before Nathandi Artistique, there was no formal structure or adaptive pathway for artistic swimmers with disability in France. So when we met with Noémie and Vanessa, we have in 2021, we have identified that there is some athletes everywhere in France who are lost in their club, and some coach who don't know how to do with these people who ask to practice. So it's the birth of Nathandi Artistique to make a web of competence all across the France. And after, since 2022, we have the chance to participate to World Championships in Charlotte, and we want to go further and make a regulation for the French athletes in France, and we want to make the recognition of artistic swimming for athletes with disability in France. Well, this is official, for make it official in France.
Yeah, now maybe we can talk a little bit more about one of the association's biggest milestones, which is the 2024 World Championships. So in August 2024, France hosted the first ever adaptive artistic swimming world championships with athletes from Brazil, Canada, Spain, Mexico, Italy, the USA, and more. And this is really a global event. Could you explain to us a little bit about what went into preparing for this event and what the event itself was able to do?
This event starts with a little joke. At Charlotte in 2022, I speak with Tina, and she said, hey, in 2024, the Olympic game and Paralympic game in France, so you can make World Championship in France between the two. And so we say, yes, maybe, yes, we go. And we have made 2 years of making this event, and when the event is, we have the chance to have 42 para athletes and 27 athletes with no disable with in inclusive event. We have 7 countries who come, and we have the big surprise to have the top 3 worldwide with the live stream sport hall. And we have a strong press, radio and TV coverage, and the actor of sport in France identify us now. So it's the first step for the recognition. We are identified. They know there is artistic swimming for people with disability, and it's very important to have make this event because it make solidarity and visibility in France and worldwide, and it's the first step, I think, for the recognition in France.
Yeah, that's so amazing how this stroke turned into such an important historical event in the history of adaptive artistic swimming. Beyond big events such like the World Championships, though, inclusion is really built through daily training, so maybe we can explore a little bit more about coaching philosophy. So at the heart of Nathandi's approach is an athlete-first philosophy, adapting training to each swimmer's abilities and focusing on confidence, enjoyment, and autonomy. Could you explain a little bit more about your philosophy and how it helps to develop athletes?
In France, Nathandi Artistique athletes are spread across different clubs all over the country. These athletes present a wide variety of disabilities, sensory, motor and physical, as well as intellectual and cognitive. Each club develops in our expertise depending on the athlete they are working with. For example, in Marseille, most of the athletes have Down syndrome. In Reims, coach mainly work with athletes with hearing impairment, and in Gravention, the teams are focused on supporting athletes with attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, or dyslexia or dysplasia. Our philosophy is always athlete first. This means we adapt the training to the abilities of each swimmer, rather than expecting the swimmer to adapt to the training. Sometimes this requires functional adaptation, such as using visual signal instead of music for this athlete, or breaking down movement into small steps to support athletes with cognitive challenge. The most important part is to build confidence, enjoyment, and autonomy. We regularly organize a sport training camp that provide a structured framework for our session. The program serves as a guiding framework, but it is a way adapt to each athlete abilities, personal goal, and expectation. Typically, sessions start and led with warm-up and physical preparation exercise. They are then followed by swimming training, synchronized movement, and technical word. We also specific sessions focus on either on figure or on routine. Nathandi Artistique also create a bridge between recreational and competitive pathway. Some athletes join for leisure and creativity, while others move toward the competition, where they can showcase their skill and represent their club. Both pathways are valued, and athletes can choose their own path depending on their motivation and abilities. We welcome different participants, including the recreation athletes, to allow them to discover the sport and to promote social connection among athletes. In France, there is a challenge level, which includes a regional and inter-regional competition. Most of our athletes compete at this level. At the international level, there are the World Aquatic, representing the highest level of competition. Et athletes with disabilities often succeed at this level by training alongside able-bodied teammates, which allows them to progress and participate in competition and in adapted way. The connection with athlete families is mainly maintained through the coach of the home club. Nathandi Artistique also meets with family during events and gathering, providing the opportunity to discuss challenge, the human and material support available, as well as supporting projects and opportunities.
Thank you so much for the detailed explanation on coaching philosophy and development pathways. While training athletes is essential, training and educating coaches and judges is also really important to create a strong support system and association for the sport and the athletes. So I know that Nathandi invests a lot in education, offering professional development for coaches, creating inclusive regulations, and advocating for global alignment in para-artistic swimming. Could you explain a little bit more about coach and judge education in France?
Nathandi Artistique offers training for coach and volunteers who wish to participate during a weekend gathering or training weeks. Thanks to grant or partnership and sponsor, we are able to cover part of the training costs. The goal of this training session is to raise awareness among coach and volunteers about the different types of disabilities, the diversity of athletes, and their specific needs and expectations. The training also covers the appropriate role and approach for coach and volunteers, and demonstrate how to adapt exercise and sessions so that every athlete can progress under the best possible conditions. In France, there is not a specific regulation for athletes with disabilities. We have therefore created a working group to allow the organization of Andy Podium during a challenge competition, while adhering to French regulation. Our French judge Nathalie Coulen has joined the international working group on regulation to help contribute to global alignment and inclusion.
Yes, and with the education and systems in place, another big step is recognition. So now we can move to look at the vision for Paralympic inclusion. Paralympic artistic swimming is on a pathway that many other Paralympic sports have followed, from national recognition to world championships and ultimately Paralympic inclusion. France is really helping to lead that journey. Could you explain a little bit more about what your vision is and what you're doing to help us get there?
In France, we need the recognition, the official recognition, national recognition, to lead to the pathway for Paralympic inclusion. So today we work first on the French recognition. So we have contact with the French ministry, with the Fédération Française de Natation, with the Fédération Sport Adapté et Fédération Handisport, to make a recognition of the practice. So when we have the recognition of the practice, we must show that there is a different type of swimmer for the pleasure only, to different degree of competition, regional, national, and international. And we must show that there is other country that have this same project, or that have official reglementation. So for today, in France, we have for the national recognition, and we use the international élan straight, the international straight to do this. And we need to show that there is a project for the long-term project that is the Paralympic inclusion. So there is a work today.
Yeah, now that we've seen kind of the big picture vision. Now we can turn to some of the exciting projects and events happening and coming up in 2025. So the first one, could you please explain a little bit more about what this event is and what people can look forward to?
Yes, for this recognition, to show that we are here, that artistic swimming for athletes with disability are in France, are here. We need to make some event to show that we are here, simply. And we need to make events also for fundraising. We need for make it some events, we need fund, so we need to make fundraising. It's one of the main action of the association. So we have we have 3 big projects for this end of 2024. The first project is the Nageathlon Tour. It's a national tour with 6 stages across France. There are 3 that are also a pass. And we have some swimming pool that are partners of the association. And one day, for every leg swum by the people who is in the swimming pool, all sponsor give a donation. And swimmer with disability and without disability can part together. It's a festive, inclusive atmosphere, and we have the local press that are here to to show the event all over the region. And we have a good public participation and local partner engagement. It's to promote inclusion in sport in general, but we speak mostly about artistic swimming. This is the first project. Second project for this year, it's the Nathandi Inclusive. It's the first national inclusive artistic swimming meeting. We do this in Marseille, 80 and 90 October 2025. It's the first event in France entirely dedicated to inclusive artistic swimming. It's open to all athletes with disability, all age, all level, and to mixed and valid teams. There is solo, duet, teams, combo, and there is technical figure also. It's our goal with this event is to show that we are here, that there is people with disability who practice artistic swimming, and there is people for all over the France. And we hope that the federation will recognize it and pass the next steps of the recognition. And the big project it's to go to Mexico this year for the World Championship. We have 10 athletes from 4 clubs in France, Angers, Grenoble, Reims, Toulouse, who are making this challenge to go to World Championship. And there is 5 coaches, 1 judge, and Noémie as a technical lead who go with us and some parents. And to this competition. For us, the objective is to showcase French para-artistic swimming on the world stage, give our athletes an elite international experience, and build the momentum from 2024 World Championship. And we have great help from the club of the athletes who support this project all over France. But we have a big challenge with the financial participation. This is why we help the family, because if we have not all the funds, it's the family who pays the bill for going to Mexico.
Yeah, a lot of exciting events and opportunities to support these swimmers coming up, and hopefully some members of our audience can also find ways to attend or support them as well. Now we can move on to the Q&A section. So while we wait for questions to come in, feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question or drop it in the chat. One question we had come into the chat is, what is your dream for the next 10 to 20 years of your work? Obviously Paralympic inclusion is one, but are there any other large dreams or goals that you're also working towards?
Dream are that there is a recognition in France of para-artistic swimming to give athletes more opportunity and more recognition, more credibility all over the France, and that with this credibility, the athletes I don't know how to say it. The athletes are more soutenus. Are more helping by a club, because there is a recognition, national recognition. Because we have some athletes, we quit artistic swimming because there is only one coach in their club that want to train athletes with disability, and when this coach go away for some reasons, there is nobody who take after. So some athletes are without club, without training, and it's very difficult. But if we have some recognition, some stage for coach, lots of people who are trained to train athletes with disability, this problem is and it's very important to have this continuity for athletes who want to do this but don't have the opportunity, who don't know more opportunity. So it's our dream.
Yeah, that's such a powerful dream, and I can definitely see how that might be a problem for the athletes. Another question we had was two slightly different questions. So for Coach Noémie, I know you were a national athlete in the past, but what drew you to work with athletes with disabilities within the sport? And then for Coach Sandra, I know your daughter has hearing loss, but how did you decide to come into the sport of artistic swimming? I was wondering, why this sport maybe instead of another sport?
For Elsa, artistic swimming come naturally because she loves water and she do dance. So when she sees that his big sister do artistic swimming, she has no disability, but when she saw that his big sister is happy with artistic swimming, and she loves dance and water, and she know how to swim, so she go to artistic swimming too. And it's difficult with hearing impairment, but with a coach with passion and some adaptation, we can do a lot of things, and it's possible. Everything is possible.
Thank you so much for sharing. I can definitely see her natural gift based on the photos and the videos I've seen. She's really amazing in the water. For Coach Noémie, I was wondering what drew you to work with athletes with disabilities. As I mentioned before, I know you were a national athlete previously, but what inspired you to begin working with this organization?
Sandra, il va falloir que tu prennes la parole parce que moi je pourrais pas répondre. Alors, je peux le faire en français, mais je pourrais pas le faire en anglais.
We are training. I try to translate for Noémie.
C'est quoi qu'elle veut savoir exactement?
Des petites phrases et tu traduis. Et je te traduis. Tu me dis
redis-moi.
La question, c'était de savoir ce qui t'a fait entraîner des athlètes porteurs de handicap.
C'est Victoria en fait. J'ai rencontré. J'avais préparé un petit truc pour Victoria.
She has prepared something, so she wants to.
I privilege to coach Victoria, is athlete disabilities and physical disabilities or sensitive. Je l'ai accueillie à l'âge de 12 ans. For more than 12 years, I had the privilege entrainment, but I don't competition for disabilities. And rencontré Visio International in 20 pendant le Covid en fait. On the COVID, and discover Sandra and Vanessa. Et en fait, was able to compete at the World Championship in Charlotte. Et this experience shaped my philosophy as a coach and convinced me that artistic swimming truly has a place for everyone. Voilà, en gros c'est ça. Plus mon truc personnel, mais je pourrais pas te dire comment en anglais.
The first motivation of Noémie, it's the meeting with Victoria. She was 9 years old, and Noémie trained Victoria for 12 years, and she doesn't know what to do with this particular athlete since the meeting in 2021 all over the world during the COVID. And with this opportunity and the foundation of Nathandi Artistique, she go to Charlotte with Victoria, and she said that's what I want to do. When she saw the other coach, I want to train athletes with disability, and I want to develop this possibility for people with disability.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Coach Noémie, and thank you for helping translate, Coach Sandra. Those are all the questions that we received for today. Thank you again for all the powerful strategies and insights, and we'll all cheer for you and your team as you continue your amazing journey to spread awareness. And on the side we have the Instagram and website and YouTube for Nathandi Artistique, so make sure to check those out as well. Now I'll hand it back to Coach Sandra to give her closing message for today's webinar.
So for Nathandi Artistique, 2025 will be the year of visibility, inclusion and international ambition. But we have a constant challenge with each project, finding the funds to make them happen. But to compensate this hard work, we have the athletes who's trained with passion, commitment, and they need the collective support of partners, sponsors, the community and the federation to ensure that inclusion in sport is not just an idea but a reality. We want to make inclusion in artistic swimming a reality in France. So we need rules, we need official recognition to do this, and I know that the US Artistic Swimming Federation is helping us a lot, and it's the same for the Canadian Federation, and I hope that whole federation with this push want to do the same thing as US and Canada Swimming Federation. I hope.
Yes, thank you so much for the powerful closing message. We'll definitely be cheering for you and all of your athletes as well. Just to end off for today, our next webinar will be on September 26th at 8 a.m. PST. Our guest speaker will be Coach Sabrina from Italy, and I'll be sending out the registration and meeting links soon, so stay tuned for those. And finally, thank you again, everyone, so much for joining us today, and a special thank you to Coaches Sandra and Noémie for sharing their experiences and expertise with us. I hope to see everyone again next month. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a big challenge for us to speak in English.
That was perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.